There. I think it's time to fly. Hello. welcome to Raven's Plains. My name's Raven Black. Today I'm sitting here in the Lancair Legacy RG, which is by Aerobask, which is an amazing plane for VR. And so we'll be flying this to 2 airports today, and using some of the I guess advanced features of the 750. It's not really an advanced feature; it's more just an interesting feature. And so yeah, we're gonna head out of here and head over to Rusty Allen Airport, which is we're in Texas right now. We're at Georgetown Airport, and we're gonna be flying over there. And yeah, we'll get started right now. I'll turn the mic on here. All right, and we're good. So yeah, this is the Lancair Legacy RG. Oops, sorry about that. And yeah, we're gonna get this up and running. Let me pull in a few windows here, like the chat window. And we need a checklist. So we'll get that from Avatab. Lancair Legacy checklist here. Not the chat window? Why not? Nope. Oh, come on. You guys, whoa, disappeared for a second. You guys got to come along for the ride. Delays about 30 seconds. It's set to low latency, so I guess that's a YouTube thing. I know Twitch, it's about 30 seconds as well. Not much I can do about that. All right. Talk smooth, prop cutoff gear down. Yeah. Oh, this is pre-flight, which I already did. All right, so I'm gonna try to flip switches without breaking my wrist on. Oh, it would help, but unpaused it too. And turn the battery on. Strobe on. All right. And mixture full rich. Fuel, selected tank. Left tank. Fuel pumps on. You'll hear those coming on. Fuel pump actually is here. I got confused. Now you can hear it coming on. And then clear prop. And she's coming up. And we need to bring her up to about 1100. Should then now raise my oil pressure up a bit. So now we got her going. That's all done. Alternator. fuel pump can come off, because that's annoying. Alright, we gotta close the canopy, which is somewhere here. There it is. So the canopy has, oh, let's crush the YouTubers. Don't want to do that. Canopy has a couple steps to close it. You have, well, 1, close it, 2, flip that thing down, but it's still not completely done. And I'll show you that in a second. Pitot heat's coming on, and we have electric trim, the door seal, which is now actually going to seal it down, and then pop on the avionics. And this plane comes with the Avidyne, and then I also have the Garmin 750 in here as well. Let me get this thing set up. Alright, we'll throw the taxi lights on here and head on out. Flap trims checked, everything's checked. Alright, we'll just store that there. Head on out. We're doing a simple flight plan today, which is just going straight to KRYW, Lago Vista. Alright, our pink line. A little cloudy today, but not too bad. Hit the brakes. Want to kill the power too much. Slow taxi today. But I hope all you're doing well today. I'm going to be showing you the OBS feature on this thing in a bit. First, we're just going to take off. Set the autopilot up. Flight director's coming on. Do nav. We are going to go to an altitude of not 20,000 feet. Going to go to something else set in just a second. Let me slow her down here. She wants to get on the runway. Going to 2,500. We do. Oh, so there seems to be multiple settings here that I can't see for the dial. That's acting a little weird. There's 2,500 feet. We're going to climb by 500. Here we go. That's all set. We can go vertical speed. So that's all set. Autopilot should take it from there. Yeah, this plane is quick. We're going to take off flaps. Which you really don't need since we have a lot of runway, but and here we go, get into the air. Well, airspeed's live, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Ooh, not want to come up. Get the trim set up there. There she goes. Get the flaps up here. And the gear switch, which I have, oh, it's right there. Gears up. Alright. And we can hit autopilot, slow her down a little. Like I said, she is quick. Yeah, we were almost doing 200 there. We're bringing her back. Rocket ship. There we go. Nice cruise out. So now we're heading for the airport. Sort of. Just gonna meet up with the magenta line here. There we go, everything's in the green. Stabilizing. And we can take taxi light, landing lights off. Alright, we are off. So the OBS feature here, which is this button here, is very cool for VFR flight. Check this out. So we're going to Laga Vista. I want waypoint info. I want the runways. So we're going to be landing. I can zoom in here. We'll be landing on 33. So I can go back here. I can put it in OBS mode. And it's going to say set course. So we're going to 330, which is the runway. Just enter. And now it draws a line coming off that runway. And is also taking us in a weird direction, but turning. See, actually, I just wanted to put it in heading mode anyway, because that's how we're gonna fly this. And I picked the wrong runway too, which is interesting. I want the other one, which is waypoint info, runways. Let me zoom in, which is 15 actually. So back here, OBS, 150, enter. There it is. Now it's working. So this is the magenta line coming off runway 15. And so now we know exactly how to line ourselves up with the runway. I'm going to fly over here in heading mode and then turn around and head towards the runway. I'm hoping, and I haven't tried it, I'm hoping that it'll pick up that I'm close to the magenta line and fly at the airport. But for some reason in X-Plane it tries to fly to the North Pole before turning around. Just a little weird. So we'll see what this thing's gonna do. I can still fly it in heading mode because I can just turn to, 150 once I get to that line. And she'll turn, face the runway, so gotta watch my speeds. I'm still doing 186 knots. This thing is fast. we don't need to go that fast. 150 is fine. There we go. I don't know why the speed, the IAS is set to, we're gonna set this to 60 knots. Oop. 150 is good. Peace. 65 somewhere in there is fine. But I'm not in IAS mode, so I'm just flying heading right now at 2,500 feet. But yeah, with the full glass cockpit, this thing is great for VR. You really see for a ways. I'm gonna slow her down a little bit more. Alright, so close to the magenta line, not quite there yet. So I know the airport's over in those hills over there. And we're getting close. So I'm gonna turn towards the airport. I'm gonna be about 10 miles out. Should give me enough time to get flaps and gear and slow the plane down. Get everything ready for landing. Yeah, ooh, stuck my head through the cockpit. Yeah, this is Central Texas. Pretty flat. Alright, so I'm gonna hit nav and see what she does. Oh, she is gonna turn directly towards the airport. Look at that. Perfect. Doesn't want to fly. So the key is you have to get close to the magenta line to use it. If you're far away, it's gonna try to fly the end of it, which is, I don't know, in China or something. But yeah, this is what I was hoping it would do. And now we're gonna come down actually to come down to about 1,000 feet because this thing is fast. And we're gonna come down at about 500 feet per minute. And so now I should be able to do vertical speed and altitude. For some reason, she's only going down by 300. There we go, 500 feet. I'm gonna slow her up a little bit more too. But now you can see, because of OBS, I'm directly lined up with the runway. It's right out front. So, you know, we could get on the radios and say, you know, Rusty Allen, I don't even know what my number is in this plane. It's not on anything on front. But you can radio ahead and say you're coming straight in. So, I decided not to fly in VATSIM today. I'm still practicing. It was going to be a little bit of a hassle. I think I'm going to do a little bit more in videos pre-recorded because it's a little bit easier to set up and edit out all the parts where I'm looking things up and trying to learn it. Alright, we're going a little slow here. We're still coming down. Actually, if I remember correctly, I don't want to go all the way down to 1,000 feet. I want to stay about 1,500. Oops. And don't quite see the airport yet. We're doing 110. And we're about there, so I should be able to see the airport. Should be about 5 miles out. Maybe I am a bit out far from this. We're at 1,500 feet. Skimming the trees. Going a little too slow. And once I get the airport in sight, put the gear down. Guessing it's over this ridge. Yeah, flying through these little hills. Pretty sure that's the airport right there. Pretty sure. Wow, it looks like this airport's farther out than I thought it was. Quite a ways, actually. Yeah, it's really cloudy, so hard to see where it is. Zoom in here. It says I'm about 2 miles out. That's actually it. Oh wow. So we're gonna turn the autopilot off here and slow her down some more. Hit the gear. Wow, the OBS was off by quite a bit actually. That's quite interesting that it was so off to the side there. Dang it. Floating her. There we go. Set her down. Not the greatest of landings, but that took me by surprise. That was off to the right so far. Wonder why that is. Either that or the airport's lined up wrong in X-plane, which was interesting. So we're here. This is, oops, I don't want to cut her too much. Rusty Allen. So we're going to try this again. I'm going to pull off the runway here. Oh, a little bit of a hill there. Couple hills. To pull off to here for a second. I'll turn the parking brake on. Alright, so we did that one. We changed our flight plan. We're now going to go to wait, cancel. You're at KRYQ. So I'm just gonna delete this whole thing. Alright. We're at KRYW. Okay, and we are going to 3R9, I believe it's called. 3R9 Lakeway. Nope. That's it. Now we're gonna activate. Yep. And then I want to see runways here. We're going to be landing at 16. So for this, we'll go back to the map, and we're going to be 1-1. Wait, actually that's wrong. We're going to be doing 160. Enter. So if I zoom out, there's the magenta line to line up with that runway. So we can actually take off here, bust a UE, and head straight for that airport. Oh, we just landed at Rusty Allen or Lago Vista Airport in Texas, and heading over to 3R9, which is, sorry, I only know the names, Lakeway Airport. And using the OBS feature on here, which will draw a magenta line straight off the runway we're going to be landing at, which is really good for a VFR flight. It's pretty cool. It was actually off though here. It was to the right, good distance, like 15 feet, which is a little weird. Not sure why it was so off. But we're going to fly this one and see, I'll clean the plane up a little bit here. Oh, there we go. The flaps. We're going to switch tanks too. Okay, that's good for takeoff. And on our lights. Cool. And we'll head out of here. Actually, I want to check one thing. Whoops. Kill the engine. I don't want it in nav mode. Or that. I do want to go to 2500 again. $2,500 at 500 feet per minute. Yep. Okay. And then yeah, we'll set that. And then I'm gonna set the heading bug. I'm gonna line up with the runway here, and we'll just climb straight out. Yeah, I mean, you might have missed setting up the OBS. Basically, I picked an airport that I was gonna go to, which was Lakeway, which is this one here. Went to the Waypoint info, looked up the runway I was going to land at, which is 16, you can see there. And then the only waypoint is that airport. And then in here, I go to OBS, and when I turn it on, it asks for a OBS course, and so I'm landing at 16. So I go 160, enter, and then it, and then it draws a magenta line straight off the airport runway. And so all I have to do is fly over to this line, and then say nav mode, and it'll fly me straight in, which I will show you now. So, in theory, fly me straight in. It was actually off at this airport, so that was interesting. We'll see if it's off at that one too, because maybe it doesn't work exactly like it should. And I'm not exactly sure how it works in real life either, if it is similar to this or not. So we're lined up, I got flaps, everything's ready, we're good for takeoffs. And airspeed's alive, we got 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There she goes. I was just waiting for her to take off herself. Alright, we'll pull this back a little bit. We'll turn the heading bug where we're at. We'll go heading, autopilot. Have her climb on up. And she's gonna head on up to 2,500 feet at 500 feet per minute. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so here we are. We're just flying straight out of here. And I can actually start, since I'm flying with the heading, and just rotate the heading bug around. Trying to get the hang of this thing. Whoops. Because using this control or this control. Okay, so you just hold it. I see. Well, that's cool. I'll add a little more power. Sure everything's adjusting correctly. Still climbing. We're at 2,000. Sorry, I haven't really navigated this thing with, oh, actually, we're right on course for this thing, so. Still climbing though. And I know the airport is kind of in one of these bends of these rivers over there. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So you do have to get close to the magenta line. If you're a ways out, it's going to send you to the opposite end, which is in China or somewhere else. I have no clue. You know, around the world to get to the other end. But once you get close, this should be enough. Yeah, she'll just turn directly in. And so this now is lining me up with runway 16. So I should be able to come directly in. And we're at 2,500, but I'm now going to drop down to 1,500 again. 16, 1,500. We're only going to drop by like 300 feet a minute. It's vertical. And I may have to slow her down a little and put the flaps up, which I should have done a while ago, and the gear, which I completely forgot as I'm trying to rip the gear and flaps off the plane. That actually helped me not shoot off. If you push this thing forward and take off, you'll be doing 250 knots in no time. I think it's very, very quick. Alright, we're coming down. Speed's coming down. Airport should be right out there. Kind of on the edge of that bay somewhere. For some reason I had to pick a foggy day to do this. So I really want to come in slow. Mainly because at the last airport, I was off to the right by about, 20, 30 feet. Which at a distance is quite a lot because the airport's over here and not where you're going. I'm hoping that was just a fluke, or is it always off by like 20 feet? Sorry. Just the goggles. But this is really cool for just doing VFR flights. You type in an airport you want to get lined up with the runway, instead of having to find all the RNAV points. Yeah, my checklist is right here. Usually I use that. Yeah, got a little involved with this stuff. All right, so yep, and it's off just slightly because I can see the runway. That is weird. I mean, it lines me up somewhat correct. Not completely. And 115, we can do the gear. We can do some flaps. I'm gonna crash into the water. I recently just fixed this water. It didn't actually exist when I flew over here before. So yeah, it's supposed to line me up directly with that runway, and it seems to be off by a few degrees. Unless my compass is not set up right. Could also possibly cause that. I don't know. I'll have to look into this more. And see what exactly I did to screw this up, but it should. I mean, it's close. You can see it on there. I'm pretty much following the magenta line. I gotta trim this thing out a little. Sorry. Slower so far. This is a shorter runway. I want to make sure that I get slow enough for it. Round out. There we go. Well, that's a landing. Oh. And we're going to need some brakes. Yeah, she does not like to get below 1,000. Or it's very angry. All right, so here is Lakeway Airport. We're right off the water, right off the rivers. No, it's not. I don't know how to do it in the 430 or 530. I only know how to do it in the 750 right now. My dad's the one that showed me this, and he's an actual pilot. And he was talking about it and showed me how to set it up. And I know he's been using the 530 and 430s extensively recently. So I could ask him and maybe do another video on how to do it in those. And I have to look up how to do it in the G1000 too. I'm not quite sure. But it got me to the airport, at least close enough that I could adjust. It is weird that it's off. And in here, unlike some other planes, I don't even know where my compass is. I want to check my fuel. Fuel quantity seems fine. It's actually balanced. That's a first. Yeah, usually, whoops, here, I'm gonna pull this. Oh, you do have the Reality 750. Cool. Yeah, and it actually works slightly different in the SR22 TN that I've been flying from Torque Sim. Yeah, it's slightly different because I actually have to turn the dial to 150 or whatever the runway I'm landing on. And then you'll watch this line turn to line up with the runway. But in reality, when it pops up and asks you to input that in, yep, this is a great plane. Oh, this is also a great plane. If you like flying VR, this is because of the open cockpit and the speed and everything, it's great. But yeah, we'll go back to Georgetown. Why don't we do this one more time? And I'm gonna delete this whole way from flight. And so we're at 3R9 Lakeway, going to KGTU, Georgetown. Activate leg. And then let's find a runway. And I don't want to land on like the major one. I'll land on this tiny one on 29. So I should be able to go back here. OBS at 290. Let's enter. Zoom out to where that airport is. And that's where we're going to be landing at. So I'm going to take off here. We're kind of going to fly back and then in. We're going to fly in heading mode. And we're going to go to 2,500 feet. Oops. 2,500 feet at 500 feet per minute. And we'll go heading to get lined up with the runway. I just want to take off flaps. This time I'm not going to forget my flaps and gear. And we're actually going to remember to turn these lights off too. I should be fine on that tank. Yeah, looks good. Alright, parking brake off. And since this is such a short runway, I want to make sure I actually get off the ground before heading into the water. There we go. Okay, come on. Brakes are off. Why are you chugging here? All right. Alright, one last check. Everything looks good. Trims. We are good. Alright. A little squirrely on that. So we got 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Boom. And do gear up, flaps up. And then heading bug, set that, heading autopilot. Ooh, bounced. We can slow her down here a little. Come on out. He is now going way too fast, but climbing to 2,500 feet. Jesus, 180 knots straight out of the airport. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm still on the CV1. I want to upgrade to a G2, something like that, but I need a new video card, which you cannot buy these days. Turn the plane back this way and then just fly towards somewhere in here, I'm thinking. Nice little IFR flight. We're doing 150 knots, which is fine. Still climbing to 2,500. And I'm gonna take these lights off for now. Everything's looking good. And I'm gonna kind of turn her just a little bit this way. For this lake, I think this might be Lake Travis, but I'm not sure. Yeah, right now I'm running a 2070, but I really like a 3080. But it looks like it's gonna be maybe a year before they're available, so I'm gonna have to stick with this one for a while. Make sure my stream's looking good. Alright. Yeah, I really like the Avidyne stuff. I have the Avidyne and the SR22. It's pretty cool. Yeah, now we're on our way back to Georgetown, which will be picking up our Magenta OBS line in just a bit. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to set up, but I think this is my fifth stream of this stuff. I plan on continuing doing it because it's a lot of fun, but you have a lot of planning to do before you get in the plane, which you do anyway, so it's not that big a deal. I wonder if we're gonna fly close to Austin, downtown Austin. Should be somewhere in here. this area. So we're about 15 nautical miles, 20 nautical miles from picking up the course into the airport. And I think Austin should be over that way. On the webcam that shows me, yeah, just the webcam. It's Razer Kiro, K-I-Y-O. I like it. Seems to work pretty good. Stays in focus. So yeah, this is ortho, level 16 Google. Looks pretty good. Been doing some experiments with optimization, which is or a VR optimization, which is a video I'm gonna hopefully release soon. I'm still playing around with some different stuff, and a lot of it is dependent on what you're flying. I have one plane, the Falcon FA50, and I'll have 45 frames just fine. You turn the switch to turn the plane on, and now I get 30 frames a second. So that one is a hog for frame rate. But in this, as you can see, I think I've been going at 45. I haven't noticed any lag at all. Going downtown has to be over that way. Okay. The airport is almost directly off my wing over here somewhere. So a couple miles, so ways out. Yeah, again, I'm wondering if I'm going to be just off slightly, you know, a few degrees from where the actual airport is. Actually, the one thing I can check is once I press nav, I can see what direction it's facing me and see if it's what it should be. Which I think for this airport was it? Going to land on 29, so 290. So when the nav rotates, we'll check to see if it actually says 290 or if it's off. I want to get kind of around here so I have enough time to slow the plane down, put the gear down, put the flaps down, put the lights on, get comfortable in case I do need to veer to the left to actually get on the runway. The airport is somewhere over there. I should have picked a clearer day to do this. I'll let her go a little bit farther. And then I'll start slowing her down. Oh, I'll set this up too because we're going to want to go to 1500. And we're going to fall at 500 feet per minute. So that's Lake Georgetown, I believe. Oh no, it can't be. Lake Georgetown has to be back over here somewhere, I think. That might be. I might be facing the wrong direction. And I think. No. Interesting. Alright, so we're going to go nav mode. I'm just going to turn in. Then we're going to do our vertical speed. And then we're going to slow the plane down. So now we're turning towards the runway that we're going to be landing at. And coming down. Coming down, slowing down way too much, but there we go. I can't see the airport yet. I am about 15 nautical miles out. So what's that? Speed her up a little. Now she's correcting. Ever so slightly. 75. What runway did I say we're landing at? Is it 26? We're facing 28. Sometimes I do nighttime flying. I think I did accidentally did nighttime flying. I think I don't know if it was the last stream or the stream before. The sun went down a lot quicker than I thought it would. Let's put it that way. And I was on VATSIM, flying VFR, trying to get to the airport before it got too dark. Alright, so we're coming in 290. I want to check something really quick here. For that. Waypoint info. 29, so 290. Yeah, that's right. 91. Alright, we're gonna start slowing her down a little bit more. A little bit, please. Don't see an airport yet. It's about 5 nautical miles out. And she really wants to go slow all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm very new to VATSIM as well. I'm still learning how to take off in VFR. Just from untowered stuff. Just doing Unicom. I accidentally blasted out which I thought I was on Unicom, but I was listening to I think it was Houston Center, and kind of told them I was taking off from an untowered airport. I don't think they were very happy about that. Alright, so... airport's right there, but it's all gray, so... unless that's the runway I'm supposed to be landing on. Could be. Hard to tell from here. Unless it's that one right there, and it is. Autopilot off. And it is. So yeah, it is off by a bit. Here. Some flaps. Trim. Like my life depends on it. There we go. Man. Comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? Can I get lined up a little bit? Thank you. There we go. Oh, a little bit of bounce. And we're here. Yeah, so the OBS is interesting. I want to try it in the SR22 to see if it's more accurate. It could be the plane that makes it off. Hit this taxiway. Back over to the hangars. I haven't actually flown with my dad. He is in Michigan. I live in Texas. Oh, put it in the remarks that I'm new? Yeah, I'll have to do that. Yeah, my dad just started flying again recently, within the last year. He hasn't been current since 74. And then after 4.5 hours and a lot of X-Plane VR was current once again. So now he's working on IFRs. I'm just gonna park over here. We'll park over here by this King Air in the tower. Next time I'm going to pick a clearer day, because spotting the airport's definitely a bit difficult. I totally missed my line. So that was the OBS setting. I definitely want to see how it compares to in the SR22, if that's more accurate, because the setup's slightly different as well. I'm wondering if it's a plane or something. I'll have to figure that out. And we'll shut all this stuff down here. Off. Turn that off. Turn these off. And I should be able to pop that up. That'll lift up the canopy. There we go. So yeah, here's the plane we are flying in today. Little Lancair Legacy RG. I did the livery off of Mike Patey's Turbulence, if you've ever seen that. And you can download this livery for free on ravensimulations.com. There's also some other there's a couple airports up there actually, and some other plugins and stuff that I've created, little minor stuff. So that's on ravensimulation.com. And until next time, thanks for watching. Oh, thanks. You should download it yourself if you have this plane. It's definitely a fun plane to fly. Yep. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you in the skies.